Mabuhay world. Yeah, as you can see, my dearly beloved is chopping down. There you go, it's down. There. As you can see, we've chopped down this plant for one reason, because over in that corner there last night, it looks like that'll have to come down as well. Hey, honey, that one there, you're gonna have to chop that one down as well. Hey? Yeah, I know, but if you look from here, that's hiding some of the wall as well. Hey? We had a breach on our land last night, as in somebody tried to climb over and break in to try and get into the shop this side, but apparently Nanita, my dearly beloved, noticed that the dogs, our dogs that is, our 5 dogs, grown up dogs, they were barking in a different kind of way last night, and only my dearly beloved recognised it. When I heard it, I thought, oh, here they go, the dogs are gonna do their little bit, because I can hear other dogs as well barking in the background. But the strangest thing is that when they were barking and howling the way they do, apparently they were over in that corner of our ground by the wall. Apparently somebody was trying to climb over and trying to head towards the shop, I should imagine, because normally we leave certain amount of money in certain pots in the shop, but after last night's fiasco, we thought we'd best in future just take the money upstairs with us every night before closing the shop down, because when we do use the money for giving people the change through the daytime when working in the shop, they can sometimes see through the grill at where our stash of money is in different pots. So that's why we think they've been trying to jump over the fence here in that corner. But the thing is that all our dogs were in that corner last night making such a howling sound, and only Nanisa that recognised the different change in the reactions of the dogs. We opened up the window, quickly got the spotlight out on there, and noticed that all 6 dogs, including the pup that is, that was there. So we were just thinking to ourselves, as they quietened down a little bit, whoever was there trying to jump over, we reckon they were feeding the dogs to quieten them down so as they can do or try what they want. But as we recognised the change in the sound of the dogs, their behaviour, Nanita walked out there last night with the torch, the flashlight, which is quite bright as well, the one we've got, walked along that step there, stood there and looked up, but kept quiet at the same time. She didn't have the light on at the time. I had it in my hands. And according to Nanita, she heard something, a rustle in the bush, as if somebody had jumped down off the wall into the bush. And that's all she heard. So we don't know. We're just going on the grounds of suspicion of somebody trying to jump over, and obviously somebody must have tried to do it if the dogs were there barking and they're howling and things like that, the way they behaved. And then when they came back in their normal habitat area where they quietened down, through the course of the night, they were pretty quiet, which was worrying myself. So, yeah, I was just thinking to myself, well, I hope that they didn't feed the dogs something bad to kill them, so as they can do what they want to try and get on our land. So what my intentions are now is to find out off the police what our rights are for protecting our property. I did say to Anita last night, I need to know all the ins and outs, the rules and regulations of this land for protecting our own property and ourselves, our lives. Well guys, on this nice beautiful Sunday morning, I can show you the fencing, the concrete fence that they've put up. What they've done, they've put the shell around it and filling in the middle with concrete. So I'll try and zoom in. That there is the fencing that they're putting concrete in. Obviously when it's all dry and set, then they'll remove all that outer skin. They were working on that part there, which is the drainage system underneath that square block. So yeah, should be working out the way we want it to. We'll just have to wait and see what the outcome is. Right, here are our dogs, our pets. If it wasn't for these, we wouldn't have known we would have had that person trying to break in onto our property. Hello, okay, alright, hello. Hello, come on in. Alright, come on. Look, it's okay, look. Good. Green, come on. Come on, good boy. Yeah, I know, come on in. So yeah, another day, another dime, if you can call it that. Right, let's go down here, I think. Take a little tour, just hope I don't come across any wild snakes. Right, there you go. I did suggest we take that plant down as well, in the corner, because I still think that's going to be a bit of an well, not an eyesore, but in the way. What's that up there? And just walking along the path of this wall. Size of them ants. What the hell, they're the biggest ants I've seen in my life. Good grief. Where'd they gone? They're huge. Jordan, Benny, imagine being bitten by one of them. I know what the miniature ants are like, and they do hurt after a while. It feels like pins being stabbed into your hand or onto your skin. But wow, they are big. Yeah. I always call this side of the world Fantasy Island. Right, this is where the breach was supposed to have happened. I don't know whether that belonged to the person last night, but by the looks of it, that's been there for quite a while. And moss wouldn't, it takes a while for moss to grow on things like that, so I should imagine that doesn't belong to the person trying to climb over last night. So this is the wall that we suspected somebody climbing on, but we couldn't see them because of the other plant that was in the way. So what Nanita heard was somebody jumping in this area off the wall, but didn't see anything, only heard. And all this down here, down there, is the rest of the wall. I would suggest that we take this plant down as well. I did suggest take it out by the roots and plant it somewhere else, but I didn't realise when my wife chopped this one down this morning, I didn't realise it was that soft. I was under the impression we would have had to use the saw on it or something, but no, that was quite easily to take down. I'm getting out of here. So that's that part. So the areas that we can, or I should say that I can see the breaches, the areas that could be breached. This is one of them. Somebody can easily climb over here, hide behind this sheeting, this material sheeting. You can't get through that side, that's all blocked off with caging to stop the dogs from getting on that side from here. Going into the shop, it's all cluttered up for a little while until we start our business off. Everything's on the table, as you can see, because we normally do that every night before going upstairs to make sure that there's nothing on the floor. They're okay, because if we do have a flood, it's only about a foot deep. So a foot deep, no, that's not too bad, but we have to have everything off the floor. Normally that chair is up on the table as well with the water bottle. So as you can see, we've got all the goods on there, and in future we're going to have to take all our money upstairs before going to bed, or I should say straight after locking up at the shop. Apart from that, that's all we can do really, is just keep everything. What's all that? That's rubbish. Right, okay, so there's the door. The only way of closing the door is with this chain to keep the dogs out, in which we normally do this, which I'll show you. Here's the chain. We normally hook it on that nail that we got in the door, so then that stops the dogs. But we need to stop the other dogs. I call them dogs because that's what they deserve to be called. We have to stop the other dog animals and lowlives by having to fix this door properly and putting 2 security locks, bolt locks, that they cannot get over here. If I can get them in the UK, that makes things easier. This is the front of the shop. As you can see, the grates are closed. This is the other area that can be breached quite easily. But the thing is, what they don't realise, if they get over this part, they've got to face the dogs, because we normally leave this open at night so the dogs can get in and out. We normally leave that there. But the thing is, what they don't realise is they're messing around with the wrong person. I need to contact the police, the authorities, find out what our rights are in the way of protecting our own property and our lives on our property. As far as I'm aware, in the United States, especially where my brother lives in Texas, I believe they can protect their own land and their own lives, and they do have guns over there. My brother, one of my brothers, he does have a gun mainly for protection of not just their lives but their property. So if somebody comes on their property, obviously my brother's not the type of person for killing anybody, but more or less for disabling them. The thing is, when people try and defend their own property, they have to do it in such a way, they have to be very careful at the same time, because if they don't want to do any damage to other people by killing them, then they can disable them, which is a lot easier and less stressful. But what the people need to realise is they need to realise they've got to face their future consequences of their own actions, because once they're in here, they may not even get out. I'm not saying not get out alive, but what I'm saying is, and the words I'm saying are, they won't get out unless they can get past our dogs.
So in theory, it's a good thing that we've got 6 dogs to protect our property, especially when we've gone shopping on Sundays. But the only other thing is, we're just going to have to make sure there's no money left in the shop when we're not inside it. Well guys, if you've enjoyed watching this video today, we're going to call it quits, and we'll see you in our next vlog. So please take care, and we'll see you next time. Thank you once again.